Both are legal. Private businesses, including sports leagues, routinely punish employees for things they say or do, even if those comments or actions are otherwise legal. The First Amendment, so often cited as a blanket justification for free speech, doesn't protect the employment of football players or race car drivers when they speak their minds. So why did NFL owners, many of them Trump supporters, back their players instead of their president? It's business. Here are a few more questions and answers about the potential consequences of the NFL anthem protests. What does the Constitution say? The right to free speech is defined in the First Amendment, which reads, "Congress shall make no law, abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press." Don't ignore the first part, it's the government that can restrict speech. In other words, out-of-work quarterback Colin Kaepernick can't be thrown in jail for kneeling during the anthem, but the Constitution doesn't guarantee him a spot on an NFL roster. So U.S. Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin had the law on his side when he said of the protesting football players, they can do free speech on their own time. What are players required to do? The rules governing NFL player conduct are spelled out in its rulebook, its personal conduct policy, and the collective bargaining agreement negotiated between the league and its union. The personal conduct policy covers activities that might be criminal, domestic or workplace violence, illegal gun possession, cruelty to animals, regardless of whether they result in a conviction or even criminal charges. It also says players do not have protection against self-incrimination when they are investigated by the league, so there goes the Fifth Amendment, as well. The CBA has 2 references to pregame activities and neither involves the anthem or the flag. One requires players to be given breakfast money if the pregame meal comes after 9 a.m. So they're safe? This gives the league-wide latitude in punishing players for behavior that might damage the sport's reputation, anything from illegal, or even legal, gambling to comments that might scare off sponsors or fans. Other sports have similar leeway. NASCAR contracts aren't standardized, but an employee manual for the now-defunct Michael Waltrip Racing reminded workers that they are hired at will and can be fired at any time for any reason or for no reason. In the section regarding substance abuse, the employee acknowledges that the company reserves the right to take any action against an employee whose conduct is deemed detrimental to the company. So race team owner Richard Childress was likely within his rights when he warned employees considering an anthem protest, "It'll get you a ride on a Greyhound bus." But Petty went too far when he said, "Anybody that don't stand up for the anthem ought to be out of the country." Period. Kaepernick, who started the movement by kneeling during the anthem last season, remains without a team. The league denies he is being blackballed, but several less accomplished quarterbacks, some starters, many backups, have found NFL jobs. Don't expect to see other protesters purged, though. NASCAR bosses came to the opposite conclusion. It's not surprising. It's not illegal. It's business. Jimmy Gollin covers sports and the law for the Associated Press.